crazy stuff like the BD, BD5, and all the way down to the low and slow breezes, which is pretty amazing stuff. First ones that we have lined up right now, the BD5.
So if you have an opportunity to go to acroworks.com/IAC and you'll be able to see this data and you'll be able to give these great pilots a score.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome stuff indeed. You know, the technology, Craig, has become so awesome now, and the telemetry, that data allows you all to get such precision, because truly, aerobatic flight and what you all do at IAC, all about, one, making you all great pilots, but two, doing so, making those perfect 90-degree lines, those 45s, the perfect loops and rolls. It's a bit different from normal air show flying that we witnessed throughout the week here at AirVenture.
Yeah, you know, today we've got Skip Stewart flying later, and he'll do all kinds of crazy tumbles and spins. Most of the rest of the flying you'll see today will be a different style of flying. But when we're flying competition aerobatics, and here comes Britt diving in from our right, this first figure, she'll pull to a 45. She'll show us the roll rate of that as an extra 330 SC. Full roll, now she's going to pull vertical. She'll do a full snap roll on the way down. And this is a very common element in advanced level flying. When you're watching and judge us and think about it, in aerobatics, we get a point deducted for every 5 degrees that we're off heading or over on a roll like that. That was pretty good. As a judge, I probably would have taken off the point.
Up into the vertical once again. Look at that 90-degree upline as Britt Lincoln climbs once again for her next figure. As you were mentioning, Craig, you know, it's like an Olympic event like figure skating, where judges start with that perfect score at 10 and deduct points as they the performance arena and aerobatic box, some 1,000 meters square, marked with a couple of markers on the ground.
That's right. And so Britt just did a three half rolls at a 45 line, and they have to all be the same speed of roll rate. And as the aircraft picks up speed, the ailerons become more effective. So she actually, in the first half roll, uses full aileron, and then in the second two, she knocks off by the judges. That quarter roll there at the 90 degrees, if she was 95 degrees, it would be a point off. Here she'll come down and she'll exit into the south again. It's really important competition, like keeping it right in front of the judges. So that's a half a mile that we keep all of these figures in. That you can see Britt's keeping this nice and tight. We don't have any opportunity to go away and climb and get altitude and move around. All of this stuff is just right here, one figure to the next. She'll do an outside snap roll. This is negative G. She'll put her body under about 6.5 negative G's right there. Her 120-pound body will be
flying the extra 330 SC into the vertical once again. Another great forward line. A little bit of forward stick here. It's an outside hump stump, I suppose you could call that.
That's correct.
As she continues to push forward, watch for that 270-degree roll right on the line. That's what
and watch her nose here. She's on a 45-degree line. It's important that she flies that exact same line when she's upside down as when she's right side up. And so she's looking out at the horizon and through her canopy on little marks that we have on the airplane to make sure that she's got the same attitude as she comes through. Here's a precision of those stops there. Again, a negative G push. She's doing about 6 G's as she pushes there. As she comes across the top, she'll have a full outside, excuse me, a full inside snap here. So snap roll, watch how fast this airplane goes around in a snap roll. Right back on that 45 degrees. As she pulls vertical. So she's getting ready to kind of finish with her big tumble and backflip, so to speak, in the gymnastics parlance. She's got 3 figures left. This figure here, she gains a lot of altitude and airspeed, and what she's really doing is she's using this figure to set up that springboard for the next figure. She wants a lot of energy coming into this next figure. I'll give you a sense of when that figure starts here. She brings us all the way down the bottom. She goes right back up to the top. She did those 3 half rolls going down before, now she does them going up. And then this is where she gets up here, high, full power. She's giving this airplane everything it has. As she comes down, she'll hit about 240 miles an hour on the bottom, and then she'll roll upside down right in front of her. There it is. Hard pull, about a 90 pull right there. And this is a figure that she wanted all the energy for, so she goes right around really quick. And then a full one roll on top. One last figure, she'll pull vertical, and she'll do a double roll on the downline of this next figure. That's 720 degrees. This airplane, when it's going fast, will roll about 400 degrees a second. On this roll, it rolls about 300 degrees a second. And she'll do 2 full rolls on this downline. There's 1, and there's 2. And then she's going to give us a precision 8-point roll right here on the bottom. Way better, she's looking at you while she's upside down. And that's the end of it. What do you guys think?
Great job.
10?
Let's give it up, everybody, for Britt Lincoln. Wow, talk about precision flying in every part of that entire sequence. That's the advanced type of flying that we saw. But coming up next, you're going to see some unlimited flying, right?
Yeah, so the next flight up, Jeff Boerboon. You saw him perform yesterday his airshow sequence, lots of tumbles and gyroscopics. Here he comes ripping in from the left. What you'll notice in the unlimited level versus the advanced level is that on every single line, Jeff will be doing something. So whether he's going up, going down, going sideways, he's going to have that airplane rolling and moving. We add about 50% more in terms of action, so to speak, at the unlimited level versus the advanced level. The G-forces aren't really any different, but there's just a lot more thinking going up in
going on in a shorter period of time in many cases, especially looking at an arresting card. Of course, the language you all speak and be able to read to perform these maneuvers is the shorthand for aerobatic flying.
Yeah, so he does 2 things on that airline. Jeff does a snap roll and then a roll into it, so that's the difference. We add more into it in unlimited level. The floor comes down a little bit as well. Britt, you notice he's flying at about 500 feet on the bottom. From a safety factor, generally the unlimited pilots have a little bit more experience, and we bring the floor down to about 330 feet. So Jeff, you'll see him get a little bit lower than Britt. So Jeff is going to do a spin here. This is a part of the sequence that we fly. We're spinning that airplane very precisely. You know, you think about spins as a private pilot, you think about getting out of the spin. Usually we need to continue to get out. Yeah, not really in competition aerobatics. Not only do we want to get in it, but it's critically important that we get out of it on very precise headings. We get graded on how precise we come out of the spin, so that it's completely in control. It's all about showing that we're completely in control of the airplane. You know, sometimes I think about air shows, you know, looking like we're out of control while being in control.
That's right.
Here in competition aerobatics, we want the judges to know that we're in complete total control of the airplane at all times and show it in the flying. So Jeff will come across the top here, put that airplane down and do a roll on this downline. There's that full roll on that downline. I think this line right here is the only line he's flown yet that he doesn't do something on, a roll or a snap roll. He's getting some altitude to set up for the next 2 figures. He'll do rolls on the next couple of lines in this next figure, in fact, all 3 lines. So he'll go down. So you mentioned Luke, a Humpty Bump a minute ago. This is a double Humpty Bump. It's got a bottom.
Yeah, of course I know when he's drawing that 90-degree line, he's looking off to his wingtip, looking at that sighting device. You can see on the airplane as she taxis up right now.
Yeah, if you look out there, we've got a stick. It's really high tech. We've got a stick sticking off the back of the wing. It's got basically a T on it. And when we're going up and down, we put that T on the horizon and it helps us make sure that we've got the airplane. Hopefully folks on the live feed have also got the afterworks.com/IAC up. They're watching this online. This is a new technology, I'll tell you what. This is the first time we've done this at Oshkosh or any air show, so hopefully the technology is working well. I know Paulo has been working really hard to get these airplanes set up and ready for everybody across the world, to be honest with you. Watch how fast he brings this airplane around. That's a 1.5 outside switch all the way down. This next figure, watch for it. and then 1.5 rolls all on the same line. There's 700. Gosh, I can't even do the math on that. It's a 1080, right?
Something like that.
That's what Shaun White used to do on the pipe, the 1080. So here's Jeff's version of Shaun White.
Here we go.
1.5, perfect stick.
Stop right there.
1.5 back, perfect stick. There you go. That's the highest figure. In figure skating, they have a difficulty score. In competition aerobatics, we call it a K factor. And the higher the K, the more difficult the figure it is. But it also means the more difficult it is to score well, like a triple lights.
There's the tail slide.
That feels cool.
I love the back whip stall coming out of that, depending on where you place the nose right. And it's fascinating to see that also on the rest of
how high-tech we are in these airplanes. I mean, the airplanes are incredibly high-tech.
Yeah.
But the way we know we're going backwards, we have a little string tied to that stick.
Yep.
And when the string goes backwards, we know we're going backwards.
Rudimentary
It's
stuff.
super high-tech. This is hard. I fly this bigger. It's all unlimited. So we push all the way around from 45 degrees. And then we have to get our wits about us and do a 3/4 roll and a 1 3/4 roll. Look at that. And now Jeff will do some snap rolls on top of double snap rolls. Beautiful.
And that completes his sequence. What do you think, everybody? A big round of applause to Jeff Boerboon and the extra 330 unlimited demonstration. Nicely done.
All right, boss.
And of course, Craig,
IAC number 2. Ready to land.
tell us a little
Yes,
bit
number
about
1 at your clear
all
one.
that data, all the scoring goes back
And
to
Eric, you about ready to go? Jeff is coming around to land right now. Yeah, I'm going to have my holes out of the box. I might have to come down and start a little bit lower than normal. Okay, run to that. Well, you're cleared in the box. Jeff lands shortly. He's on core final. You're cleared in the box. Okay, clear in the box. I'll call for music momentarily.
You guys will be able to check that out later and see how your score compared to the sum of everybody's. I tell you what, I'd give Britt a 9.8 and I'd give Jeff a 9.9. It was a fabulous opportunity to see these two great pilots fly. But thanks for the opportunity to come up and join me, guys.
Greg, thank you so much. And again, an opportunity. If you're just interested in aerobatics, you can, of course, visit the IAC Pavilion, and they're building throughout the week here at AirVenture, or even join online at IAC.org. That completes our aerobatic competition showcase today. Another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Start music now. Start music now.